Hello, everyone. I hope you can hear me. Hello. Oh, I don't see the little thing moving. I know. Look at me, starting exactly on time. Who am I? Who is this? Who is this new me that does that? I don't know her. Hey, everyone. Hello, my dark darlings. Oh, let me know in chat if you can hear me. If I actually set this up right. Uh, that'd be great. I love that all of y'all are here. Hey, yeah, I know that we're starting like an hour later than we usually do. And then usually we have this on the last week of the month as opposed to the first week. Unfortunately, there were like a number of things that were going on last week. So we were like, oh, well, Cinco de Mayo. And also, for those out there that celebrate. And then also, May the Sith be with you, with it being May the 5th. So we were like, yeah, we'll go ahead and have the live stream then. So I hope that everybody is doing really good. I hope that you've been good to yourselves and kind. I hope that you've been enjoying your horror, which is such a wonderful catharsis, especially when all of us are going through this time of transition between quarantine and vaccination and then everything in between. Something else that I hope that y'all are being aware of is that May is Mental Health Awareness Month. So it's like this is the time to take care of yourselves. This is the time to really take that look within and let things happening. So I'm also dropping in the chat how you're taking care of yourself, like with your mental health and everything. I just want to know that y'all are doing good. Y'all are doing good out there. And then also that will help others also have ideas. Some things that I've been doing, I've been trying I've been trying to go to sleep in the same day that I woke up in. Because usually I'm a super night owl, going to sleep at like 3, 4 o'clock in the morning, but I've been trying to be better about that, and rest helps. And I've been binging horror. um, okay, because there's something about horror in general. Like you already know that I say horror is life. Like I already say that. With that, it is such an incredible catharsis. There's something about seeing a baddie taken down or seeing someone screaming through the woods that's just like, well, okay. All right then. That's you live vicariously along with the whole social commentary. So also with like mental health awareness, I know y'all probably have realized one of our sponsors that we have. Well, one of the things that I like to pay attention to is like therapy. I'm very big about that. Like I'm in therapy. I think everyone should be in therapy. It's like taking care of your body, but you take care of your mind. Your mind's part of your body. So we have a number of sponsors that we say for like different kind of therapies because different kind of things are fit different kind of people. So, if you feel inclined, go ahead and take a look at them. Oh, yeah, I wanted to do we're going to be doing we've got some really, really good scary stories for this one. I usually I discovered with you. I did skim through these ones and the ones that we have for today. Oh, prepare to get those chills. You are going to. Ooh, I love it. But yes, really quick, I want y'all to know that there is a new show that is coming to Snarled. It is actually a podcast. It's coming out on this Monday. It's called Scaredy Chat. It's with Monica. I don't want to say your name wrong. Oh, okay, I got it. Monica Suriyagi and also Caitlin Riley. And everything that said, they're going to talk about things that like scared them during childhood, what scares them now. I am going to be a guest on there for an episode. We're making that work because I'm so excited for what this is and what this can be. So every week they're going to be joined by a friend. It's going to be scary conversations, fun conversations. You can check them out wherever you find your podcasts. But yeah, check them out, subscribe, all that fun stuff. So let's go ahead and light our candle. For those that are just joining, one of the things that I always do is that I do protection stones, and I also always do a black candle to help us clear our space, get rid of any negative energy, and also to protect ourselves with our scary story time that we are having right now. You can do different candle colors. I choose black. It's the strongest for clearing negativity to me. I also recommend doing sigil work into it. So let's see some of the people that we have in our chat, and then we'll jump into one of our first stories. See here. Let's get a couple of shout outs here. Oh, how do I say this? Gennard Invento. I hope I said that right. You just got your shout out, my darling. Oh, goodness. I had a dream I was drowning. Then suddenly I woke up to my house being tossed by a typhoon. Wow. Wow. We had a story that was somewhat like that, an experience that was told to us that we ended up. I'm trying to think if we made that into a video. It was a it was it was Hawaiian urban legend, and it had to do with different bushes that you can put around your property to protect yourself from spirits. Oh, I kind of want to know more about what happened with you, Gennard. Let's say Walter Boizo, you just got your shout out, my darling. Oh, love your videos. Thank you. Thank you. We work hard on those. Plain dot weirdo Gemder. Is it Gemder? You just got your shout out. Love your voice. Oh, thank you. In fact, let me get this microphone closer because we're about to get into these stories. And I want y'all to enjoy your time. Let's see. Silver Claw, you just got your shout out. Uh, you like the Wendigo. Ooh, yeah, that one was a good one. Asimwe Ishingama. I hope I said that right. You just got your shout out. Hey Markeia, you look lit. Love your hair. Thank you. Thank you for gassing me up. I love it. I love it. Okay. Do some more shout outs and saying, oh, also, it is Asian American and Pacific Islander month. There is a lot of really great horror content that you can enjoy, and also be with this month. And obviously, always stop Asian hate. That's like a no brainer. Um, if you don't know who Junji Ito is, that is a great. He is an incredible horror writer, and that you can just go ahead and dive into. He really delves down into your dreams and pulls that out and then puts that right on the page for you. In fact, in the chat, go ahead and drop some more where it's like that Venn diagram of celebrating AAPI and then also horror. Because drop that in the chat and we'll spread some horror knowledge. That is what we are here for. That and these scary stories. So, and also if you're looking for more ways to celebrate, like you're not really sure where you could turn, or maybe you have some money that you want to donate or whatnot, go to asianpacificheritage.gov. It's like .gov, and check out everything that they have with that. And then also, once again, for those in the back, hashtag Stop Asian Hate. Let us go into our stories for tonight, or for today, whatever your time zone is. So this one, keeping in mind that, of course, today we are doing, it's Cinco de Mayo. It's also, I wish I had a horror Star Wars story for you. I wish I did. Okay. Oh, I actually have this, I don't know if you can see this, where it says death on it. This is my new crystal tray that I got for a variety of things, mainly to store my crystals. All right. This first scary story that we'll be enjoying together. This was submitted by Ana Cortez. Thank you, Ana. This is called The Woman Standing by My Door. Hi, it's me again, Ana. This is a second story that had happened to me while I was in Mexico. The second night sleeping in my tia's house, I didn't sleep so well. I was really, really homesick, and I kept tossing and turning all night. I got up, checked my phone. It was 3 in the morning. I ended up just getting up to go get a glass of water. The room I was sleeping in was connected to the living room. The only thing between me and the living room was a big red see-through curtain. Looking through the curtain and past the living room, I was able to see the back door that led to the backyard. And there it was. Or should I say, there she was. A woman just standing, creeping into the house. The doors in Mexico are different than the ones here. The doors in Mexico have a little window so you can see through and into the house or outside the house, and that's what the lady was doing. She was creeping into the window. She looked gray with red eyes and terrible looking teeth. She was hunched over and she started tap, tap, tapping on the glass. I couldn't move. And then she got up. And when she did, she was tall. Super, super, super tall, as in all I could see was her torso. She must have been at least 8 feet tall. And then, right then, when I blinked, she was gone. In the morning, I woke back up. I told my family what I saw, and like always, none of them believed me. I'm not one to easily get scared, but thinking of what I saw that night still sends chills down my spine. Anna, thank you so much for sharing this experience with us. Oh, what I think is that you more than likely was tuning into a spirit that was attached to that house or attached to that yard. I'd like to think that it wasn't a spirit that was attached to a family member or anything like that. Let's see here. Okay. Yeah, I'd like to think that it wasn't that. Oh, and all in with this is I admire your bravery and your courage actually with this, Anna, because I that would have been a whole lot of nope for me. Uh I wouldn't have even taken the time to sage or do a protection crystal. It would have just been like, all right, everybody get up. It is time to go. It is past time to leave. I love that you brought in here about how architecture can be different in Mexico as well. For any stories that y'all send in, and then also, oh wow, I realize I didn't introduce myself. I'm so horrible at that. I'm Markeia McCarty, host and narrator of Something Scary, and of course, if you're looking at this, you probably have run into the animated horror videos, and or ran into the podcast, and you were wondering about the community and wanted to get some live spooky, scary story time. So it's like a welcome. Yeah, with this story, oh my gosh. Yeah, if I and I know that when y'all are sending us stories, and you can send your own stories and your own experiences, because everything that we do is fan adapted stories. Email them to somethingscary@snarled.com. And also, and I'm sure I don't have to remind people about etiquette in chat rooms, like, don't spam. Spam is ridiculous. So, uh, we have a moderator that will be doing that. Great. Okay. Let's see. So let's go ahead and see if we have any questions in the chat right now. And then also, Bel Air, you just got your shout out. You go like, oh my God, I love your vids. And oh, Valencia, you just got your shout out. And you're like, hi, hi. Okay, let's see. Jordan Williams, you just got your shout out. You're like, I'm doing good. Love Something Scary. Keep doing the good work. I'm going to watch your latest Something Scary video. That is so cool. I'm glad you're doing good. I'm really, really glad that you are. It's so important for us to take care of ourselves, like always, but very, very, it's like really right now. And oh, wait, just saw someone. Ann Morgan, you just got your shout out. Be like, I saw the notification come in and squealed. I think I scared my poor dog Leo. I love that. Oh, and thank you for the donation. Six Nightmare. Thank you. It's so wonderful of you. So, okay. Yeah. This one. Okay, this is a scary story scary experience that was sent in by Francesca Reyes. Hello, Francesca, and thank you so much for sending in this story. My name is Francesca, and right now I'm in the 11th grade at Chino Hills High School. In the beginning of my sophomore year, my Grammy Viv was diagnosed with appendix cancer. For her whole life, she was always stubborn and distant from people, but she loved me and my sister Evangeline very much. She even had a distinct scented perfume that stayed on her. At the beginning of May, on the 4th, she passed away. My mom didn't tell us till Cinco de Mayo. On the same day, I was invited to my friend Jordan's place for a party, and I decided to go despite feeling terrible. Once my dad dropped me off, Jordan shouted, "Come on, Frankie, we're going to play with a Ouija board." Two things. One, at the time, I thought Ouija boards were stupid and only made to trick people. Two, Jordan is the psychic in my friend group since he had weird visions and had lots of purifying techniques and voodoo stuff all in his room. My boyfriend Marcus pulled me aside and said, "Even I don't believe in many supernatural things, but don't do it, baby." But as a joke, I decided to do it anyway. Before we could start, Jordan handed us necklaces that had gemstones on them, to me and also to everyone else. "It's just in case there are any bad entities here. You all are safe, thanks to the necklaces," Jordan said. So me, Jordan, my friends Savannah and Drake lay down and began the session, doing everything Jordan told us to do. Only Jordan, Savannah, and Marcus knew about my Grammy's passing. I asked the board, "Are you related to someone in the room?" It spelled out, "Yes." "What's your name?" "VA, VA, VA," is all it could spell out. We all said goodbye as I ran to my boyfriend, nearly collapsing in his arms. Vava was a name me and my sister gave Grammy. After the party ended, I got a text from Jordan the next day. Hey, I didn't want to tell you this at the party, but there was something heavy over you. The longer you were at the party, the more it affected me. It got angrier at everyone and just wanted to be left alone. Something is watching you, Frankie, and I think it's your Grammy. Since then, he says he still senses something around me, but now it's calmer. And whenever he's around me, he tells me, Grammy is with you. Wow. That, Francesca, thank you so much for sending in your experience. How many of you out there have, and be honest, how many of you have Ouija board experiences that it always seems to start, this can't be real. This isn't going to happen. Nothing's going to happen. And then something like this happens. I remember the last time that I interacted with a Ouija board. And of course, it was hanging out with friends. This was years ago, but I still should have known better. Yeah, it looks like there's a number of you that have done Ouija board things. Yeah, and I remember doing this Ouija board with this group of friends. It was just a party atmosphere. And then all of us just started crying. We were sobbing. We were weeping. It was this heavy, heavy energy that just like set on all of us. And we could not get rid of it. It was just all of a sudden it was there, and there was no way. So we ended up being able to cleanse, and we ended up being able to step back from it. But I stopped hanging out with that group of friends afterwards because I didn't want to be I didn't necessarily want to be with a group of people that were like, "Oh yeah, let's do Ouija boards. Let's do Ouija boards all the time." It's like, don't play. Don't play when it comes to spirits. Let's see what some of you are saying. And then also to remind anyone who spams anything, even if you're trying to support, our moderator's just going to put you in timeout. So if you want to hang around and chat, then don't spam. Let's see. Shauna Kelly, you just got your shout out, my darling. I didn't even hear the whole story and I'm creeped out. Yes. Yeah, I see that. Gracie Grapes, you just got your shout out, my darling. It's so great you use other stories from other people. Yeah, well, one of the things like with this is it's all about the multicultural aspect with it. With different countries, like we do urban legends, we also do we do cryptids, we do, sorry, excuse me. Mm. We do anonymous creepy pastas every now and again, but it's you, fan submitted stories that we adapt. We want to tell your horror, and we want you to know that the things that you see on our channel are experiences from other people, the ones that we animate and the ones that we put in the podcast. It's a whole lot of knowing that if or when you experience something, you are not alone. We have an entire channel filled with telling you that you are not alone. And whether that gives you comfort or whether that gives you chills or whether it's both, that's neither here nor there. I know for me it gives me comfort, but then I have had a number of experiences in my life. Um, Okay. So we do have this final story, and it is based around Mexican lore that you've actually asked for us to do like a number of times. And then this personal story came in. So it was like, oh, okay, this is absolutely perfect on Cinco de Mayo to go ahead and do this particular Mexican horror icon. in this story. So before I do this, I just want to remind you, every Tuesday we have our animated horror video goes up on YouTube. Oh my gosh, thank you so much for the donation, Flower Bomb. You're awesome. Oh, just little fox dude. I love that. Um, yeah, I really look forward to this. I really look forward to this each month. And then also for social media, you can follow me on different social medias at Markeia McCarty. It's MarkeIaMcCarty. Or you can just look up Markeia, and like all of my social media handles come up in the search engine. I'm like that on Twitter. If y'all do Twitch, Darth Markeia. I might do some horror games like on there. Y'all, I'm such a screamer when it comes to like horror games and like dodging and ducking. Like I literally can't do VR horror. Can y'all do it? Are y'all like big into VR horror when things are like jumping out at you? Like maybe I'll do that for y'all just so you can see how much I yell. Oh, thank you so much for the donation, Tara Lynn Strickle. Another little fox guy with the hearts. Oh, I like fox guys. Um, oh, I'm seeing some horror suggestions here. Oh, Little Nightmares. Yes, I've played. I have it on Nintendo Switch, and I just got Little Nightmares 2. I have not played it yet. Oh, I see like some people are like, VR horror is a nope. And then others are like, I love VR horror. Do it. Oh, y'all are horror enablers, and I adore you for it. Let's see, before we get to this last story. Oh, Penelope Moongale. You just got your shout out, my person. I listened to your podcast at school. Why do y'all tell me this when you're like, oh, we have class right now, and I'm watching this live stream, or it's I listen to your podcast while I'm at school. Hopefully not during class. Hopefully it's like in between or at lunch. But thank you for telling me. Oh my gosh. This is a good one. And Andrea Nicole Pascal. You just got your shout out, my person. How do you sleep at night when you say stories daily and know how much scary things are in the world? Okay, I'm going to answer this question and then we are going to jump into our Mexican horror icon. Oh, there's only so much that you can think of at a time. There's only so much that you can allow your anxiety demons to put into your mind at a time. I have lived with horror for so long. Like I started my horror journey when I was 8, and it was like a connective thing with my dad. So like Jason, Freddy, so on and so forth, and then like off to the races. So for me, horror has transcended a jump scare. I go into it for a whole lot of the social commentary that's in it, and horror is so beautifully shot and it's so nuanced as well. I'm not much of like Hostel. I don't like movies like that when it's just all gore and ripping and bodies being like blah, blah, blood. Like I'm not that. Oh my gosh, thank you so much for the donation, Ma Solko. And it's two little dudes like, and they're kicking and they got like trumpets going on. Oh my gosh, that is so cute. I love that. Like little anime people. And so yes, I am aware that there is so much going on in the world. There's so many experiences that I have, that other people have, and scary things that are going. Literally, when it gets too much, and you get that feeling in your chest, and you start sweating, and it's just like everything like comes down to blinders and everything like that. Meditation, breathing, having a touchstone. You can do it with like protective stones. Like for instance, this is shungite, elite shungite that I have, which is like a cleansing stone. It's literally having a focus to be able to clear your mind, to be able to then focus on getting rest. So it's like that's what I could recommend for that, and that's how I sleep at night. Okay, so let's go ahead into this story, which Mexican horror icon, this personal experience has been sent to us by Nevrithi Aravendhan. And I apologize if I mispronounced that. Nevrithi, thank you for sending this in. Hi, Markeia. I want to tell you this story that happened when me and my family went on vacation. We are originally from India, but we love to travel and see new places. Another thing my parents loved was to save money. Usually, our vacation consists of trying to fit everything about that place into 3 days. But this time, I wanted to relax. So we booked a cheap hotel in the beautiful countryside of a small town in Mexico. We arrived there rather early, and my parents were checking in when I spotted a sign in Spanish. It said, Cuidado con la mujer llorando. I didn't know what it meant, as my Spanish knowledge was only limited to songs. Before I could think more about it, my parents called me, and I went. The tour guide took us to the town's pride, a beautiful lake, which wasn't that big, but it was rumored to be one of the deepest in Mexico. I felt uneasy as I stared into the deep waters. Something knotted in my stomach as the tour guide called us to go to the next stop. But before I left, I saw the same sign again, right next to the lake. I was curious. I asked her what it meant. She looked nervous now, as she said in broken English, It's nothing. Not important. Move on now. But I wasn't convinced. After the tour, we went back to our hotel. And as my parents went to relax, I wandered to the garden the hotel had. There, I saw a little girl playing with the stones. She looked like 10 or 11. And as the older one, I asked her, Where are your parents? In almost perfect English, she said, They left, so I'm here waiting. Oh, so they must have left her here to play while they rested. When I looked around, I saw the sign again. Curious, I asked the girl, Do you know what that means? She saw where I was pointing and said, Beware of the crying woman. The words sent a chill up my spine as I asked, Who is the crying woman? La Llorona. The name gave me goosebumps. She continued, People say that she was a beautiful woman, once married to a rich landowner and had 2 children with him. But she saw him being unfaithful, so she drowned her children in a fit of rage. When she saw what she had done, she was horrified and drowned herself. But she couldn't pass to the other side because her children were not with her now. So now she looks for other children to take with her, hoping to be able to pass on. I didn't want to believe it, but it felt true. Suddenly, I heard my dad call out for me. I turned and saw him coming. He asked, What are you doing here alone? Alone? I looked around, and the girl had disappeared. Feeling slightly uneasy, I went back with my dad. After dinner, I told them I'm going for a walk along the lake and left there. As I came closer, I noticed the girl. She was standing there near the water. I called out to her, Hey, what are you doing? Her head snapped back and she looked at me with soulless eyes as she said, Run, and vanished right in front of me. I knew something was very, very wrong. Then I saw it. It rose from the lake. It had shriveled skin and no eyes. A once beautiful but now decomposed face looked at me. She was wearing a long white dress. With a voice that sounded like a woman, it said, Mia. I was frozen as it moved closer. I couldn't move as its cold finger touched my skin. Suddenly, it transformed. It was now a beautiful woman, smiling lovingly at me as it stretched out a hand, beckoning me. I regained my senses and I ran. It screamed. I clutched my ears and ran as fast as I could. As I reached the hotel lobby, panting, the tour guide noticed me. She grabbed me and shouted, "What did you do, girl?" I couldn't speak, as my parents, who were just coming to look for me, saw me and rushed towards me, consoling and calming me down. They asked what had happened, and I told them everything, from the girl to La Llorona. The guide told me the only way to get Llorando off you is to not be caught till sunrise. Then she will leave you alone. I was then put in a closet, and before the door closed, the guide told me, do not open the door, and no matter what, do not respond. I calmed myself down from inside the closet as I pressed the light button on my watch. It was 11:30. Time passed. It was 3 a.m. when suddenly the door rattled. As I whimpered, and a voice came, Nevi, it's safe. Come out now. It was my mom. I went to open the door, but thank goodness I remembered the guide's words. I chanted hymns in my head as the voice repeatedly alternated from my mom's voice to my dad's voice to the guide's voice. And eventually, exhausted, I fell asleep. Morning came. The door opened. My dad helped me up. We were out of there on the first flight back. But unfortunately, she knows me now. She's never really stopped haunting me. Sometimes I can hear her calling out to me, waiting to take me back. Thank you so much, Navrithi, for sharing this experience with us. Oh my gosh. Who else's heart is just beating out of their chest right now? The crying woman. I very much doubt that she even experiences time in the same way. 11 a.m., 3 a.m., it didn't matter to her. It could have been a couple of minutes before sunrise. I do not doubt for a second that this entity would have been waiting right outside the door to grab this person. This Thank you so much. This is such a great experience. And I mean, like, horror story experience that you've shared with us. Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh. I love what y'all submit to us. And then also to remind you, you can submit your stories. You email us SomethingScary@snarled.com. There is a form to fill out so that we can actually utilize your story, so that we can share it with everybody else. And ooh, yeah, we've got some really good stories coming up. We're switching things up a little bit, and we're going um, a little bit more into the land of urban legend and the land of gore. So some if you remember some of our videos that we would do, like whispers that bite, when we went into body horror and everything with that, with like the boils that would pop up on skin, and you could tell, like on yesterday we had La Planchada, where well, I'm not going to, if you haven't watched it yet, I'm not going to give away what happens, but let's just say you won't necessarily look at an iron the same. So yeah, we're gonna have a number of stories like that coming up, and then of course, as always, we do read your comments and the videos and everything. If there are other urban legends or other regions that you want us to focus in on, then it's like, go ahead and send that to us, because that is what we want. So, all right, let's do a couple of shout outs, and then we are going to call this a wrap for May for us. Let's see here. Uh JY, you just got your shout out, my person. The suspense Markeia projecting is amazing. Emily, you just got your shout out. Gave you 10 claps. Thank you. Uh God Brooks, you just got your shout out. Snarled, please give me a shout out. Just got it. Just got it. Let's see. Host Siok, you just got your shout out, my person. She literally speaks so fluently without stammering. Okay. Um, well, let's see who else that we've got here. Oh, we got a number of people. Hello. Oh, Chica Angel Wings, you just got your shout out. Sunshine Boy, you just got your shout out. Let's see here. Freddie Cortinez, you just got your shout out. You're like, please see me and say my name, please. You just got it. And let's see, who will our final shout out be? Isabel Molina, you just got your shout out. You're like, hi, has there even been a story that was so scary you didn't want to do it? By the way, I love your hair. Yes, there has been a story so scary that I didn't want to add it in. It is a personal family story that actually happened within my family, and it's something that I would never share because I don't want to give it power to be manifested again in my life. So your answer is yes, there has been a very scary ghost experience that has happened that is just like, nope, that's not going out there. So for y'all, of course, remember Scaredy Chat starts this Monday, which is a fun podcast with two new hosts. Snarled is expanding its lineup of different podcasts. I believe Astro Chat is still one that you can go ahead and look for podcast stuff. For me personally, go ahead and reach out to me on social media. I'm better for y'all leaving comments on my personal posts than I am with doing direct messages. But I do read your direct messages, and thank you so much for all the positivity and love that y'all send my way. It really does. It really does brighten things. So I really appreciate that. Because we're all just horror babies together. That's what we are. This is how we live. Horror is life, and we're all in the same pool together. So. Oh my gosh. I know y'all are like, no, don't end it. And I totally understand. But I can promise you that there is totally going to be another video and some more stories that you can enjoy. And of course, this upcoming Tuesday, we've got some really, really good things coming on. So, of course, if you dare, follow me on social media. Take care of your health. Be safe and be kind to yourself as you transition from quarantine into reintegration into the world, and also be kind to other people. With that too, it's a big deal. We all were. That was a long year. That was like 10 years worth of year. So, y'all, until next time, my dark darlings. Sweet dreams.